Yes. Hi again, it's Celine, and I am here for part 3, so lesson number 3, okay, for the Tummo Techniques series. And I'm going to dive right into it. This exercise has been given to me as if from a guru or lama. I have no idea. It's just something that came to me. This happens often. There's another useful element to keep your antennas, at least partly open to things that may actually help you, things that may actually, suddenly appear out of somewhere and you're reminded of an idea or an approach or an emotion consistently a couple of times. This is you talking to you on the inside, and it often makes sense, and it often pays, to pay attention to the inner voices and inner ideas. This technique that I'm going to present to you now, is a pretty fail-safe way, so pretty certain way to learn to feel the Shakti energy. Okay? So, if that's what you want, stick around. If that is something that frightens you, go ahead, maybe easy, just see what happens, because there really isn't anything to be afraid of. But your life will change, okay? Even if it's only a 7.5% development, it will change. There will be things that will change for you as you encounter Shakti and as you learn to, to work with it. I am planning to be here for quite a long time to also support, also at a distance, from whoever needs it, to sort of help you figure out what your path should be, if that's what you need. So, because I have been doing this for quite a while now, and I am by now more or less confident that we can figure this out. It's not rocket science. Rocket science is more complicated than this. There's a couple of things that you have to figure out and learn about. But yeah, so from here on out, doing this exercise, you will, I think, trying to predict, silly, but you will potentially, as soon as you start actually doing this exercise, you will feel attracted to it, because the body likes the Shakti. The body has worked with the Shakti all our lives, also without us knowing about it. It is the fuel, the vibrational fuel of all our systems. So it is very appealing to the body, and especially the belly and, muscle, bone parts of us tend to respond really favorably. One element that may come out as you do this is that you will experience sudden aches and pains, or something that seems to be a cramp of some sort, or nervous cramp, nervous pain. That makes perfect sense. What that means is that there is a part of the nervous system that's unblocking, and sudden releases can just, create new blockages in other places, and it'll take a little time to figure that out. The body will figure this out for itself. You do not really need to do anything very special except just keep ahead at a quiet, normal pace that feels comfortable for you, doing the same exercise, as well as I advocate drinking hot water. 3 of these in a day will always support your system in detoxing. So, because that tends to be, necessary. You really need to detox these areas in here, in the chest, fatty areas in the body tend to have absorbed all sorts of bad stuff, you know, and some of that will come out, and a lot of it comes out without us noticing, and sometimes there's just, you know, little cramps and bits and things. I've had plenty detoxing experience, and not all of it was pleasant, but it passes. It'll all pass. Patience is a virtue, okay? Any more caveats? I don't think I've got any more caveats other than what I've just said. Please take what I've said to heart. Listen to what I've just said, these, 6 minutes, again, a time or a few times if you have to. If you want to be sure what it is that's happening for you, because it feels different for all of us. How it feels for you, I have no way of knowing, okay? I cannot predict. I can predict there will be some types of cramps, some types of neuralgia, like, and somebody who's already in nervous pain, there can be a number of causes for that. Quite often, as with homeopathic remedies, the pain will increase for a while as you start putting energy into that system. It'll go like, oh yeah, now you're giving me energy. Where were you all those 40 years when I was needing you? That kind of stuff. So you take it one step at a time. Have faith, okay? Not faith in me, have faith in Shakti. I found that works for me. Faith in Shakti, faith in nature, faith in God, if you like, whoever organized all this beauty and put us in it, you know? So here's the exercise. You imagine that you're sitting like, you know, only resting on a stone ball about this big, maybe a bit bigger, depending on how close to the camera I am, really. Let's say 40 centimeters in diameter, more or less, okay? I don't know how much that is in inches. 20, 18 inches, something like that. A decent size stone ball that's granite or beach stone or something like that, that's hot. You're sitting on it, resting comfortably with your bottom and your legs on either side, sort of, or a bit to the front of the stone. And now you get the important bit. The stone is actually floating. It's buoyant. So rather than being sitting on the floor, you know, and heavy, and you heavy on top of the stone, you're being carried completely by this hot stone under your butt, okay? As you sit there, you can imagine sort of fine-tuning your position, your posture on the stone, balancing, finding ways of contact, you know, and your body will acknowledge the presence of the stone, the pressure of the stone in different areas. I've actually used this again last night. I've discovered this about a month ago or so, that this was a really easy way, and I've applied it to 2 people outside myself now, to for them to get to know when it was that there was actual Shakti. The body responds to this sense of comfortable pressure, if you like, comfortable pressure, yes, with an acknowledgement or an opening, a relaxation for the Shakti to come in, for the Shakti to make itself known. Relaxation is steps 1 to 2000 of Tummo. It really is all about relaxation. And last night when I was doing this, I needed it because I had been on a rather strenuous long walk on my new heavy, very heavy army boots the night before. So by now 48 hours ago, 36 hours ago. And all my muscles in my underbelly and in my lower back had seized up. I was, set in stone myself. That's not good. And then there's so much, muscle ache and strain in there in all directions. I mean, if you were a female too, which I'm kind of expecting many of people watching this will actually be females, you know what I mean when I talk about muscles going like this, right? And like this, and like in the back, and like this, and it's everywhere. So go ahead and overdo it for 2 hours in those boots. And if I go like this forward laughing, my lower back still complains at me because I'm old. So hence the gray hair. So yeah. So I also took a painkiller and a magnesium tablet or two because magnesium's really good for, it actually helps. It's actually a pharmaceutical product that actually supplies something that you actually really need or could use, So if you have pains and aches, please try magnesium out in as pure form as possible, one that you can take, capsules or pills that you can take as many as you like, and see what that does for you, because it just like gives you a sense of it's a tiny bit of a sense of a hot bath in there with, so that helps. And then the hot stone technique did the rest. So the other 60 at least % of my, because of all the muscle pain, I couldn't feel the Shakti. The Shakti was there, all right. I can feel that it's there, but I just couldn't process it, I suppose. I don't know, something like that. And sitting on the hot stone for me always works. And you need it to be buoyant like that, because for some reason that creates a huge sense of, okay, so I am going wherever this floating stone, crazy idea, is taking me. It has to do with surrender again. So if you use this is it. This is all there is to this particular technique. If you do this for 10 minutes or so and apply yourself to, just this image, just this relaxation, this surrender, and maybe this sense of, positioning yourself and feeling for yourself what that feels like, at one point or another, you will start to feel heat in your lower spine, in your bottom, in there somewhere. That's Shakti. So from there on out, we will know what it is that we're looking for. So we will start each Shakti session, each Tummo section in the future, with a kind of a hot stone balancing act like this. It's a bit like this guy riding a unicycle, a bit like that, which is kind of funny. So I like to make myself laugh. I hope you think that's funny too. I am going to end this right here, because this is all there is to it. In order for us to easily, eventually at some point, maybe it takes a couple of times for you to figure it out, but it will generate this Shakti field if you let it, if you surrender. Okay? So I wish you the very best of luck with that, with also not being scared. There will be phases later on where it can be kind of huge. Shakti does eventually also, Tummo gets big. Okay? But it's all for the good, and we can use so much of this energy. And there's another type of exercise where you can actually sort of learn to absorb into your body the Tummo more. So let it go into your bones. Let it go into your bones like that. Because that will, your bones will drink it in, and it will give you so much more power to be who you need to be, you know? So best of luck with all this. Oh boy, it's exciting. It's exciting for me to share this kind of stuff. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here. And we will see each other fairly soon, I hope, next week. I have all sorts of other intel and projects and things. So more fun is to be had. Okay, thank you. Stick around. See you next time. Bye bye.